We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful are.
Machinery that gives abundance.
Knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
And now, Reality Rants with Jason Bermas.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Reality Rants, fresh week. I hope everybody had an awesome holiday, delicious turkey, good times with the family, and maybe a little break from work ski and hutch as well. I did not have much of a break over the weekend. I am still moving. I got the vast majority of everything out of there at this point. I still got the game stuff, which is a pain in the butt because I do have a ton of game stuff. This is why I really do need to start that business, just to even have that in there. And, that's the retro gaming thing is kind of a hobby, but it's a hobby I immensely enjoy. So got to do that, got to do some cleanup over at the house, but all the big items are here. And actually for the first time in a few weeks, I slept in my own bed in my bedroom, had not moved the bedroom yet. So really, the office is kind of giant and it bleeds into the fight room, because basically the basement in my old house was where we would watch all the fights. And I would sleep on the couch right over there. So nice to be sleeping in my own bed. But after work today, right back to the house, right back to grabbing stuff. Then hopefully I can set everything up exactly the way I want in this new place in the next couple of weeks before I head out to California to speak at the Clay Clark Reawaken America Tour event. And that's my life. Just moving, shaking, pushing forward. The McGregor thing is kind of all over the web, and I'm kind of forced to come back to it. I got to be honest with you. It's tough because I'm constantly going back to the same thing for my audience who has stuck with me for a long time, and they already know this because I've been harping on it now pretty much almost 5 years. Almost 5 years. Happened in December of 2018. Became aware of it in January of 2019. But the bottom line is that you don't want to put your cards down for a guy like McGregor, or McGregor in particular, because there is just a bananas plethora of evidence that the man is a brutal, violent, serial rapist. That's just fact. That the evidence has been laid out dozens of times on this program. We're going to lay out a lot of it. And really, the coup de grace of it all is the evidence that there's no denial he did this. He said it was consensual. I want to make that extremely clear. One party said it was consensual. The other party did not. One party walked into a police station with a lawyer saying as such. The other could not walk into a establishment like that because they were in the hospital. And they had not named their attacker because they were so scared to death. And they weren't just in the hospital from the physical ramifications of the sexual assault, but the beating that this person took, bruised and bloodied and battered head to toe, according to the reports. Consensual. I don't know what else I have to say. If anybody in my audience has ever put their partner who they had a sexual relationship with, even multiple times, not just once like this was, and you put them in the hospital and you're saying it's consensual, I don't believe you. Like, I have common sense. I don't believe you. So I have seen so many people over the last few days hero worshiping McGregor again. And I just want to let you know we're crowning him king nothing over here. Oh, he's going to run for prime minister. Don't say it's not possible. What would you want a brutal, violent, serial rapist as your prime minister for? And clearly, there have been some politicians out there that have been into this sort of thing. Okay, whether it be beating women or sexually assaulting women. So I guess, on a grand scale of things, he's got that going for him. The political establishment love that, those sort of people. Well, we do a lot of dark humor because we have to here. Unfortunately, this is the reality. Okay, so I'm gonna get on the McGregor stuff. I got videos. I also have this in the second hour. And the reason that we're waiting for the second hour is because, we're already towing the line with going after their fun boy. Okay? But if you don't think it can happen again, WHO, the whole nine, We'll get into it all in the second hour. Can't do it in the first. Okay, that's just a fact, Jack. So we're going to start with the McGregor stuff. That's, I think, extremely important. Irish MMA legend Conor McGregor under investigation over social media posts after Algerian immigrant stabbed women, children in Dublin, sparking mass unrest. Here's the thing, guys. We've got to treat, let's start here. We've got to treat every crime as a crime of the individual. This idea of incitement and hate speech and hate crimes, no bueno. Stab an innocent person, stab an innocent child, jail or worse, jail for the rest of your life or worse if that's what you did. And it can be proven you did that. And I'm sure in this case, it's beyond a reasonable doubt, right? And I realize that's our country. I'm talking about all over. It's the basics. You don't need to layer things on top of it. You don't have to say this person caused that, or this religion caused that, or this conflict caused that. Sorry. When you've got an individual acting out like that, that's it. Now, you want to label it terror? Look how bad and expanded it's got, as I warned it would 20 plus years ago. The expansion is there. In fact, that reminds me, I almost forgot about this, but I did download it last night because it's a video, and this will actually key into the second hour. We'll do a watch along with one of my old videos. Let's see, where is it? I've got to have it here. Let's see. Yeah, right there it is. We'll put that right in the playlist, and that'll go along with the second video. But 3 years ago, it's funny, it's still on YouTube. It has 8.7 thousand views, which is huge for YouTube. Even not now, but even then, I lose subscribers every day. Every day. YouTube's dead here. Like, I appreciate all you guys that are coming over from YouTube. But I mean, right now we got under 100 viewers, everybody. I want everybody to think about that. Under 100 viewers, 70,000 subscribers. 70,000 subscribers. So we're about 69,900 short. Oh, wait, that's right. It was bent over, way over that, but I've been just losing subscribers all the time, so it's barely that. So, what, I've got 1 in 700 people watching? Not even? Yeah, about 1 in 700? Wow. Thanks. Thanks, YouTube. You rock. And forget about new viewers. Not happening. Not happening, Captain. So we got to be careful. But this one's still up there. And it's basically pre-biggity bobbity boobity. And it's me reading a CNBC article and letting everybody know, and I guess you'll get to decide what this thing is going to do for you. It's incredible. I'm actually shocked this one wasn't taken down. Thumbnail with the Freddy Krueger needle hands from my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street, 3. It's the best one ever. Just a really good one. But anyway, it's still up there. It's old school. So this is what I'm talking about. My audience who's stuck with me for so long. Some of you guys may remember this one because I constantly went back to this article again and again and again and again. And the American Medical Association and Sandra Freihofer, that was quoted in it because it was important. And sometimes you got to hammer the important stuff again and again and again and again. There's another video out there. Now we're giving previews, and you want to thumbs it up, subscribe, and share here. You want to watch that second hour free over at rvmrumble.com. And not forget that there's also a third hour of Bermas. Just saying. So rvmrumble.com. But this video right here, all right, and I just downloaded it, and it's just such a... It's on YouTube right now. I'm not sure for how much longer. Oh, we want to get rid of that. It's the beginning. It's 9/11, the beginning of the end of science. And this is a structural engineer. I believe his name is Maximilian or Max Rupert. And we knew instantly the Twin Towers were brought down by controlled demolition. Physics, architecture, the guy. And he's right. That was the beginning of the end of science. Now, as a society, we've been lied to on a mass scale for a lot of things. But from the tippity top, again, do you believe your own eyes when you watch a 110-story skyscraper, not once, but twice, fall into its own footprint, okay, at free fall speed with squibs going off on the side, and you believe that it wasn't a controlled demolition? When you see a building 47 stories high next to it, not hit by a plane, go down in a traditional styled controlled demolition. And, you look at the World Trade Center, and really, when you look at those controlled demolitions, they're brought down in a manner for minimal casualties on the ground. Because if you just blew up the base, if you tried to do what you did with 7, and that thing tips over, leans over, I mean, it's New York City. It's Pack Jack. And quite honestly, if you just knock down the towers from the bottom without giving anybody the warning of the planes, you don't have the same impact, right? If fear and the TSA and the regulation of travel, right? Think about that aspect. You take the planes out of it, and even with the death and destruction, even if you had more of it, like the 93 bombing was supposed to have, right? Hit it at the 8 people died in that. Hit at the base, take out the bottom structure, try to tip it over. Killed a lot of people. It still would have got the Middle Eastern stuff. Do you get the Homeland Security stuff in the airports, where they bring in a ton of their fun stuff devices? You know, the shoe thing is over. At least in my, I've traveled a couple times on airports. They don't even make you take the shoes off anymore. So that's done. The liquid thing, it's kind of semi over, right? And there's that comedian that does the joke about it. He's like, yeah, so they're worried about your liquid being a bomb on the airplane, but then you're going to dump the bomb in a little wastebasket where all the people are, right next to the security officer. That makes sense. You know, the bomb, not your water or your orange juice. Just saying, kind of ludicrous. I mean, again, authoritarianism. So we're going to take a break. I want the 130 people that are watching to thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. We're going to go over more of the influencer worship of McGregor, this investigation for hate speech in Ireland, what McGregor said. By the way, blocked by McGregor after his last round of basically grabbing a girl by the arm and pulling her into a bathroom and then having the security. We've gone over it. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, you know, the girl just went to the police station to file charges, and they told her to go get a lawyer before she did so. That makes sense. Down in the Miami area, right? I believe it was down in the Miami area. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. We'll be back after this word from our sponsor.
Attention Americans, breaking news. Biden's dangerous plan for a digital dollar is underway. Don't be fooled. It won't benefit you. Take action now. The Federal Reserve phased deployment of FedNow began on July 1st, 2023. Be prepared. This may catch many off guard. Your hard-earned assets are in jeopardy. But there's a simple legal tax loophole to opt out of the digital dollar. Reach out to American Alternative Assets for a free wealth protection guide and discover how to safeguard your wealth with gold and silver IRAs against a failing dollar and volatile markets. Visit protectfrombiden.com. This invaluable guide provides precise steps to transfer your IRA or 401k into precious metals without any tax consequences. Be smart. Don't let Biden force you into using the government's new digital dollar. Visit protectfrombiden.com to get your free guide and get started. Again, that's protectfrombiden.com.
And we are back, Jack. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share, everybody. All right. So, Zero Hedge. You know, they're Charlie Kirk talking them up. Conor McGregor brands Irish leader a disgrace for claiming Hamas child hostage was lost. Like, again, jeez, it's just crazy. Innocent children. I don't want to do my bad Irish accent. Ruthlessly stabbed by a mentally deranged non-national in Dublin, Ireland today. Our chief of police had this to say on the riots and the aftermath. Drew, not good enough. There is a grave danger among us in Ireland that should never be here in the first place. And there has been zero action done to support public in any way, shape, or form with this frightening fact. Not good enough. Make change or make way. Ireland for the victory. God bless those attacked today. We pray. Now, McGregor is an awful person. Straight up. Awful person. And don't think that, and there's more that stated, we're going to read more, that just like here, the threat of Islamic terror doesn't make its way to the general citizenship. That's the whole plan. Okay? That doesn't mean I took it from there. That is there. She was abducted by an evil terrorist organization. And by the way, do I have that? Yeah, I got the hostage stuff. I'm glad there's been a hostage exchange in the larger scale conflict. I'm going to play that clip because I think it's important for context. But I want to see a de-escalation. I'm hoping the end is near with Zelensky and Russia. Really am. What is with you and your government and your paid-for media affiliates constantly downplaying, attempting to repress horrific acts that happen to children? You are a disgrace. The day after stabbing of children in Ireland, not one paper had it on their front cover. We will not forget. And look, there is controlled media, but at the end of the day, they helped him. And that's the crazy, right now they're helping him again. We'll get to the long list because it's not a question, really. I know I have to say alleged. But again, let's go back to that very fact that he's not denying the event we're going to cover took place. That should tell you all you need to know. Okay, but still, Irish police investigate Conor McGregor over riot tweets. He's like, MMA star tweeted he did not condone violence and told the nation's government to ensure Ireland's safety, or I will. So there's the smile. He's a champ. Conor McGregor shares new inspired training footage for next UFC fight. See right there? I wonder if I can even play them if they're in this because I am blocked by him. Let's see. I might. See? Not able to play it. Not able to play it because some of the videos that I did of McGregor after the last incident finally must have got to him. So yeah, we can't watch that inspired footage. Okay? This has Ari Emanuel written all over it as a PR wizard. Conor McGregor torches Ireland's PM over response to Hamas release of child hostage. Just, guys, it's just unreal. Unreal. So before we get into it, let's play this hostage video because there's a couple key takeaways because it was an exchange. Again, my boy Stuart J. Hooper, if you're not watching him, he's really got some of the best political analysis out there, okay? Especially in regards to this. And he was ahead of the game on this hostage release and exchange. Because I want people to note in this piece, again, I want a de-escalation. I'm glad people are alive. I don't want a larger scale war, okay? But Israel had women and children, Palestinian women and children, they exchanged for these hostages. So are the women and children Hamas terrorists as well? We can't talk about that moral equivalency or lack thereof. We can't question that. Well, I'm going to question it. Here we go.
Nearly 7 weeks after being taken hostage by Hamas terrorists, 24 Israeli and foreign citizens released to Israel. This video recorded by Hamas showing...
So, again, even the way it's framed with Hamas terrorists, okay, all right, I get it. Now, the video itself is Hamas documenting what they've done, right, and in this exchange.
The moment that handover took place. A convoy of Red Cross ambulances carrying the group into Egypt, 13 Israeli citizens, 10 Thai citizens, and 1 Filipino citizen. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel is committed to the return of all 236 abductees. The released hostages include mothers with children as young as 2 and women from 79 to 85 years old, now undergoing the delicate process of reuniting with their families. President Joe Biden today addressing the release from Nantucket.
I've consistently pressed for a pause in the fighting for 2 reasons: to accelerate and expand humanitarian assistance going into Gaza, and 2, to facilitate the release of hostages.
In exchange, Israel releasing 39 Palestinian women and teenage prisoners.
Okay. So again, all right. So in exchange, so wait a minute. How, like, it's not made clear why they had women and teenagers as prisoners, right? Like, where's that side of the story? And that doesn't mean I'm like pro Hamas, but it's just like I think that people have the right to protest. In fact, we got this Joe Biden video coming up where you do have protesters, but again, Joe Biden, nobody likes him. It's not like Joe Biden has a real base, and they're calling him, basically on genocide. Now, if Trump had done the same thing and facilitated this stuff, I'd be all for those protesters. But the bottom line is that Trump is still incredibly popular. And when people did protest Trump righteously, in my opinion, I had them on my show. Jason, what do you mean? Well, at one of the rallies, for instance, where again, thousands of people are showing up for Trump, there was a couple out there that had Jeffrey Epstein and Trump pictures, and they were in front, and they I think this is obviously before the Epstein arrest. And that's an issue that does involve Trump that, hey, good job. Good job. But again, I watched this, and here's the exchange. Let's bring it back so people understand. So, yeah, again, the hostages got exchanged, but here's one of the women who's a prisoner along with teenagers, and we should acknowledge that, right? I mean, right? Or no? I would say yes.
In exchange, Israel releasing 39 Palestinian women and teenage prisoners. The temporary ceasefire also providing the opportunity to send more than 200 aid trucks into Gaza. In Gaza, hundreds of people seen flooding the streets, temporarily safe from shelling. This woman saying, "My entire house was destroyed. This is all I could come out with. We thank God for everything." While the ceasefire remains intact, more exchanges are expected.
So, again, the media does such a disservice when they take a quotation like that. We thank God for everything. No, she's thanking God that they're all alive. I mean, take a look around. Not everybody survives something like that. So, yeah, and by the way, I've got new Russian drones that I'm going to show you, AI drones. I've got new AI weapons on the Ukrainian side, although it seems like now there's a drawdown there and that maybe Zelensky's going to get burned. Just putting that out there.
Expected for at least 3 more days.
I want to cry.
Yeah, I want to cry too, because there's not reality coverage on that subject. And again, when you start looking at even the McGregor stuff, we're getting fired up about terrorism again. Dangerous. So let's just go down some of the line, make it really quick, and right now you can easily go to my Twitter. In fact, I should probably pin this instead of the video, but the blockchain people probably more important. But McGregor is trending, so worth a note. Now, McGregor was not named in the majority of the beginning of these articles because it was illegal to name him unless there was a conviction. A lot of people ask why the media in Europe didn't name him. And there were plenty of people and trolls that were trying to say it wasn't him. It came out it was him. It was confirmed by the New York Times and a dozen other publications later in the United States that, in fact, it was him. And this right here is a quotation from one of the investigators into this initial instance. Okay? At the end of the day, there is no doubt this young lady suffered a horrendous ordeal. The examinations and all of the evidence shows that she was raped and very badly assaulted in that penthouse suite. Now, among the things that Conor McGregor must claim are consensual, because you're going to see that he says this happened, consensual, is that she was on her period, and she, after this incident, had to have the tampon surgically removed, because in consensual sex, you leave that in there. And I'm sorry I have to be so graphic, but this is true. And then she was anally raped. Oh, I mean consensually, or whatever, according to McGregor. But the investigator says there's no doubt that all the examinations and all of the evidence show that. Okay? So, found battered and bruised, discussing statements made by others. These statements are hugely detailed and complex and go into the minute detail of every aspect of the night and the attack. Not alleged attack. Again, this is one of the investigators. This is a reality. This really happened. We're going to come back. We're going to continue to go down the line if you're new to this McGregor thing. But here's the thing. I want the Bermas Brigade to go get a hold of this thread. I'm going to take it. I'm going to pop it into the YouTubers as well. And I want you to barrage those that are talking this guy up with that thread and say, hey, by the way, might not want to promote this guy. He's a really bad guy. But Disney loves him, right? ESPN Plus loves him. Makes the UFC a lot of money. Proper 12 whiskey. I mean, the guy's behavior, even in the public arena, has been absolutely horrendous. Behind the scenes, take a look. What do you think? We'll be back after this word from our sponsor.
When I invented MyPillow, my passion was to help each and every one of you. And 20 years later, all of your support is what keeps us going. Because of you, we've been able to create thousands of USA jobs and help millions get the best sleep ever. To thank you, my employees and I are bringing you a limited edition MyPillow. The Giza Elegance MyPillow is made with my patented adjustable fill, the most amazing cotton, and a 2-inch pipe gusset. It has 4 custom loft levels, machine washable and dryable, and you get my 60-day money-back guarantee and 10-year warranty.
Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your limited edition 20th anniversary MyPillow queen size. Retails for $69.98, now only $19.98. That's right, get a queen size MyPillow for only $19.98.
From all of us here at MyPillow,
use that promo code RVM. Get yourself a pillow. It is the holiday season. In fact, it's Cyber Monday. I don't know if anybody did any of the Black Friday shopping. Black Friday, kind of dead. It's deals for days delivered to your house. Very few in-your-face, in-store deals these days. Just pointing that out. All right. Going to keep going down that line. I want to remind everybody, RVM Rumble.com, RVMRumble.com is where you can find the second hour uncensored. We're going to have a lot to talk about over there, especially with, again, the China thing. It's unsettling. Just like this is unsettling, okay? So, we keep going down. Woman allegedly raped by Irish sports star was choked during ordeal. There were clear marks of choking around the woman's neck shortly after the incident on Monday morning. The woman resisted and bit the man in question. Because again, listen, I did have one girl one time. She's a biter. And out of all the places that she bit, she liked to bite the tongue. It's like a Halloween thing. And it actually made my tongue bleed. It's the only time that's ever happened. And I assure you, I wasn't beaten, bruised, didn't go to the hospital. Wasn't laid up after the fact. Just pointing that out there. Don't want to get too TMI. Okay, so, but again, this is quotations from the investigators. Was left with bruisings after the alleged attack, while there were also suggestions of bleeding. Oh! And it goes, oh yeah, and he had been accused of this before. So when I say serial, there are events before this, And there are events after this that have taken place. This is simply the most provable and egregious. Okay? He was previously accused of attacking another woman in recent months at a separate venue. Good old Ireland, huh? Nice. And not just accused of one other assault, but several prior to December. And again, this is, you look at this, it's insane. Insane. In fact, when was this? So again, maybe I'm wrong. I guess it must have happened. I'm just going to go to one of these, just see what the date is on it. And this one's published December 14th, 2018. So, geez, it's been almost 6 years. It's been almost 6 years. It happened in 2017. God damn. Time flies, everybody. Like again, if this is happening... Oh, no, wait. No, it happened in 2018. It just happened in earlier December. This is like a week after the the charge. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused, okay? Take a little drink of water. They're saying that there are previous incidents that happened also involving the sports store and members of his entourage in Ireland. These may also be revisited. Were they? Don't know that they were. Okay? Now, she didn't name them right away either. She is in a deep state of distress, and she is absolutely terrified. She was allegedly beaten viciously during the incident, and she is terrified for her life. She is in absolute fear. Part of the problem is the sports star is linked to people who are dangerous. Let's keep continuing. So, linked to organized crime there. Beaten viciously. And then all the evidence, okay, including CCTV camera footage of them coming and going, shows this. Forensically, the hotel room has been identified and examined by forensic experts. CCTV has been downloaded, and they have spoken to staff. The woman was handed over her blood-stained clothing. So, suggestions of bleeding. Oh, that's right, blood-stained clothing to Gardaí, the police. And that is now being examined. Okay? Still too afraid to make a statement right here at the after Christmas. Okay? Highly traumatized state. Finally. And we'll see. Conor told police it was consensual. Just going to make sure everybody understands this. Okay? This is a consensual incident. All right? It's right here. Very credible case. Confirmed the details of the arrest prior. The man was detained at Dandrum Garda Station. He has since been released without charge. Okay? Take a look. Without charge. Okay? The investigation is still ongoing. It is understood that during the interview, the suspect admitted he had sex with the woman, claiming it was consensual. December 10th, 2018, supposedly is when this happened. Almost 5 years ago. There is no justice. Okay? Again, is that a possibility? No, it's not. This is a Tipsky and Hutch from Rockfin? No. Let's see. Let's keep going on here. I mean, right in your face. Right in your face. And these are the leaked text, WhatsApp text messages between members of the media and investigators. What was the one? Pippa whatever. Pippa Doyle, I think, is one of the people that's named here. Here it is. You could see Michelle Dardis, Pippa Doyle. Like, the actual journalists that covered it or were and had to use Irish Sports Star. There's Claire. And again... Yeah, you look at the all this bruises, didn't use a condom, DNA all over her, cervix, surgically removed. It's all here. It's all been out in the open for 5 years. Thread's still up. And by the way, I think in the Musker nuts, when where's the, do I have the end wokeness one? Wokeness, sweet, yeah, end wokeness. Let's have McGregor run. I guess I must have taken that one down. It was just too much. Maybe it's over here. No, it's not that one. No, we'll get to that in a second. We can't even say the words monkeypox. But you get the idea, right? I hope you get it by now. And I hope that you're not out there promoting McGregor. McGregor deserves to be in prison, not for some hate crime or hate speech or questioning authority. He doesn't need to be propped up. Okay? He's a bad guy. He's a drug addict and a bad guy. That's just the truth. I'm sorry if that hurts people's feelings. It's reality. Just like these videos I'm about to show you are reality. We're going to switch gears a little bit. Again, no matter what you think about the Trumpins, this is the reality with the Trumpins, okay? College football games, pretty much anywhere he goes. What is it? Thunderous applause, surrounded by people. Now, here's Joe Biden, Hunter, Jill, barely anybody there. Okay? Joe doesn't know what's going on, but protesters abound. Here we go. Excuse me, this is a community triage. What's going, genocide? Whoa.
Your right to free speech. We're just asking, this is not a political event. We respect your right to free speech. We hope that everyone enjoys a very Merry Christmas. This is a community event. It is not a political.
And you know, I got another one. I got to find it. It was on the Daily Mail. Just walking down. Let's see. Booed Biden walking. Daily Mail. See if we can get it. Yes, here it is. Booed and heckled in the streets of Nantucket. But most popular president ever, the 81 million vote man. If you question that, what? Then you're probably a domestic terrorist. Again, ceasefire forever. Exactly. Listen. People don't like him. People don't like war. And I'm glad that people are actually speaking out at this one. But here, boo Biden. Boo. They're interrupting his shopping trips.
Thank you very much.
But he beat the guy that's getting just like cheered at a football stadium. He beat him like a drum.
One Santa Claus, one Santa Claus, one Santa Claus lane.
The little girl in the backpack. They are trying to just drown everybody out. But again, we're in the post-truth world. And in the post-truth world, Joe Scarborough gets to say things like this that are totally and completely debased from reality.
Drive from the country. Just look at his past. You're going to look like idiots because he will get away with, he will imprison, he will execute whoever he's allowed to imprison, execute, drive from the country. Just look at his past.
Yeah, look at Trump's past. He was the president for 4 years. No one got executed. In fact, he played with kid gloves, in my opinion. I would hope if he does get in again, he doesn't play with kid gloves. And they're trying to imprison him. Like it's the inverse. And now, by the way, the articles in the media are now openly talking about, what if Trump doesn't make it to the election? He's an old guy. What if Trump doesn't make the election? Joe Biden in the 2020 election mentally didn't make it to the election. 300 Joe. You can run, his dementia-ridden statements probably in a 24-hour loop at this point. And he's barely even out there in the public arena talking because he can't talk. And he's the poopy pants puppet. He's the Popins. He's pooping on the Popins. They're like, no cameras. Joe's pooping. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. We're going to come back. Final segment of the first hour here at redvoicemedia.com at Reality Rants. Remember, we couldn't do it without you guys. They're running a promo right now on a firearm. You can go check that out. Use the promo code Jason if you are signing up, or go to redvoicemedia.com/uncensored. Sign up there. That's how you support the broadcast. And again, how many people are talking about the real issues with McGregor? And I'm hoping that maybe this gets somebody in the alternative media to take a look at this and be like, wow, while everybody's talking about how he shouldn't be charged with hate crimes, there's an awful lot of evidence he's a brutal, violent, serial rapist. Probably shouldn't prop him up. One more commercial break before this final segment. We'll be back after this.
Attention Americans, breaking news. Biden's dangerous plan for a digital dollar is... We interrupt today's programming to bring unfortunate news. Biden's dangerous plan for a digital dollar is underway. Don't be fooled. It won't benefit you. So take action now. The Federal Reserve's phased deployment of FedNow began on July 1st, 2023. Be prepared. This may catch many off guard and put your hard-earned assets in jeopardy. But here's the good news. There's a simple legal tax loophole to opt out of the digital dollar. Speak to someone at American Alternative Assets for a free wealth protection guide and discover how to safeguard your wealth with gold and silver IRAs against a failing dollar and volatile markets. Dial 833, the number 2 USA Gold. Yes, call now, 833-287-2465. This invaluable guide provides precise steps to transfer your IRA or 401k into precious metals without any tax consequences. Don't let Biden force you into using the government's new digital dollar. Call 833, the number 2 USA Gold. Yes, call now, 833-287-2465. Act swiftly, 833-287-2465.
And we are back. I am happy to say that I was brought to my attention that the media studio, although hidden, was brought back to Twitter if you do pay for it. So we are now able to stream on Twitter or X or whatever you're calling it once again. It's happened once again. So look, another outlet where we can broadcast the show. I'm excited about that just because we're trying to reach as many people, even though, and this is a point that I did want to make, okay, I don't really get any traction on Twitter. Just want to make that very clear. In fact, you take a look at something like this, and the night before Thanksgiving, I went out, and there was a truck in the parking lot. And if you'll notice, the truck in the parking lot right here. Let's open it up. Open image in a new tab so we can make it nice and big. Boom. The plate on this tricked out truck says monkeypox on it. Now, obviously missing the O here. We got a 0 for the O, but monkeypox. Now, I thought to myself, First of all, ridiculous. Have to take a picture. That's hilarious. But number one, who would get that? Number two, it's a rather new phenomenon. Like they tried to sell us on the monkeypox, last year? For you to get that. Now, I do want to point out, let's see if we can get that out of there, that this tweet, I think, for me anyway, if you look at it, as far as post views goes, 1,100 post views, view post engagements. It basically gets some likes, nothing. And this is still one of my top tweets. This, because people follow me for the trucks and the monkeypox. I mean, take a look. Well, that's 1.1K impressions. Right now we're at 310. All right. The only reason that this has 2,500 is because Andrew G. Huff, who I interviewed recently and has 100,000 followers, put it out there. But even his traction's not much, right? I'm glad that this one has 3.1 thousand, right? Which still isn't that great. 18 likes. We just hit 37,000 followers here. Social media is gamed, folks. Mainline social media, whether it's X, Facebook, Instagram, it's gamed. TikTok. It's all, and it's not just the Chinese. It's certainly not just the Russians. It's a gamed system. Gamed. So, we've been talking a bit about warfare and hopefully the end of a lot of this madness, because it needs to end. It needs to stop. It needs to say, arrivederci, we'll see you later. But I want to make it clear that while this is going on, what autonomous drones, okay, they're getting into the mix more and more and more. And where is that article? Right here. The Pentagon is moving towards letting AI weapons autonomously decide to kill humans. It's last week, Business Insider. Okay? I want to show you some of the drone warfare and other types of weapons, not just drones, that are already AI killers.
According to Russian media, on October 21st, Russian forces started deploying the brand new Izdalai-53 kamikaze drone. It is said that the Izdalai-53 drone has an autonomous guiding system that enables it to recognize different kinds of targets. As implied, this capability is meant to improve accuracy and maybe increase the success rates of hitting targets. Under the guidance of an operator, a Lancet munition is launched while being observed from above by a reconnaissance drone. The target remains inside the square crosshair until the words target locked show up. Up until the blow, the square remains trapped on the target. While reports suggest that the Izdalai-53 drones are currently undergoing an intensive testing phase to assess their potential for wider application, the drones have not yet been widely deployed inside Russian troops. The investigation of mass-coordinated swarm attacks is particularly intriguing as it raises the possibility of a tactical change in military operations. The Izdalai-53 drone's payload, which is said to weigh between 3 and 5 kilograms, might not be enough to seriously harm the majority of important military targets, though. Although it is unlikely to be true, the author asserts that this had to have been the Izdalai-53 from Zala, a member of the Kalashnikov group. Just to refresh your memory, the new kind of drone was unveiled in July 2023. The gadget that was seen in the movie had folding wings and could be fired directly out of the container. The specs stated that it could automatically seek and identify targets. Due to inferior aerodynamics, these drones' combat range and warhead size are typically shorter than those of traditional fixed-wing aircraft. In actuality, though, this might have more serious repercussions than the sporadic use of some newly created weapon. Since Lancet is already being produced in large quantities, the implementation of automated guidance has a greater impact. Without the need for additional hardware that can have an impact on production rates, new capabilities might have been acquired solely through software upgrades. There is reason to question that the operator had to manually direct the flight or modify the crosshairs setting on the target based on other films that look similar and use the Lancet application. This indicates that the automated lock-on technology is rather new. It can increase Lancet's accuracy, which is notable but not as important as Russian military bloggers are attempting to portray it.
All I know is AI-driven swarm drones, kamikaze drones, probably a bad idea. Now, let's look at what Ukraine is using. And here we have weapon systems that are more guns, right? We've talked about the sharpshooter weapons used in Israel. We've shown you the DARPA drones, or I'm sorry, the DARPA dogs with the firearms on the back. Well, here you go. Here's the robotic guns from Ukraine. And these are AI-powered gun turrets. Take a look. We better take down the music. Now you see how one is a red box, one is a blue box. Don't worry, the human being, we're not going to shoot you. Automated drones. But don't worry, a human controller will make the final decision. Okay? Remote guns deployed to the field to shield. So there you go. I mean, forget about gunners. AI will soon decide. And again, aerial, seagull, the whole thing. Can't see it in that shot, but there's a little drone right above it. And they'll probably deploy surveillance drones that are AI to predispose some of these targets. Well, turned red a little bit there. Wouldn't want to make a mistake and get one of the good guys. So there you go. You've seen it doing the work. AI weapon systems, not a thing of science fiction. Unfortunately, really a thing that is being implemented right now as we speak at a very scary and difficult time, in my opinion. Okay, and don't get me wrong, again, happy with the de-escalation between Israel and Hamas. Hugely happy. I really hope it goes in that direction. Be fantastic. In fact, what are the stock prices on like Raytheon right now? Raytheon stock price. Let's see if this is maybe real. Okay, I like that. It's a small little drop, not a huge drop. Let's see the last month. Okay, that could be a good thing. We've seen quite a de-escalation on this thing going up. A short rise right here, a little, but not anything crazy, right? And honestly, prices probably spiking up here in light of Ukraine and all that good stuff, and then starting to climb back up. Boom. It's the 6-month trend. Got this clip of RFK Jr. that I wanted to play. And RFK Jr. talking about the anniversary of the killing of his uncle rather eloquently, with a little short video to boot for his campaign. The anniversary again last week. And one of the people I interviewed last week again, Fred Litwin. Yeah, Oswald, single shooter, no government involvement, no cover up, nothing to see here. I'm sure. Up. Can't do it. Why would we be able to do it? The Scarborough video was similar. I didn't check that one. Now I've got to go and find it, which shouldn't be that hard. Just go to RFK Jr.'s feed Let's see. Harder than you think. Harder than you think. That's what I mean. So let's go to media now. Yeah. Not as easy as you think. Where is RFK Jr.? I mean, again, guys, I should be able to just, no problem, RFK Jr. media, you'd think it'd be something. I mean, I'm seeing stuff from November 19th. Let's go to him. Now let's scroll down. There's the 25th. That's fine. Probably around the 22nd. There he is right here.
Hi, everybody. On November 22nd, 1963, my uncle, President John F. Kennedy, was murdered in broad daylight in Dallas. For 60 years, the United States government has covered up the truth about that assassination, which is one of the reasons that it has lost the public trust. Was it a lone gunman, as the Warren Commission concluded in 1964? Or was there a larger conspiracy, as the House Select Committee on Assassination concluded after reviewing a much larger body of evidence in 1979? I have my own thoughts on that subject, but one thing is for sure, the antidote to conspiracy is transparency. In 1992, Congress mandated the release of all records related to the John F. Kennedy assassination by 2017. Well, that date has come and gone. President Trump refused to release thousands of pages of documents, and so did President Biden. No one seriously believes that any national security secrets are at stake 60 years later. What is so embarrassing that they want to hide? I don't know what those documents will show, but I do believe in transparency, which is the only way to restore trust in our government, the trust that began to erode in 1963. And that's why we're circulating a petition to ask President Biden to keep his promise by releasing all JFK assassination documents as required by the law. I'm asking you to share this video and sign the petition, and then I'll send it to President Biden to give him a chance to level with the American people.
I wouldn't hold my breath. And I'm not holding my breath. Although I saw a lot of people over in the comment section while I was doing this asking about the haircut. First of all, didn't get a haircut. They did run out of my usual gel, which is the Gorilla Gel. They're no longer selling it in the place where I get it, so I had to get some other one. It makes everything a little like thicker and stickier. I also saw people asking whether I've never dyed my hair in my life, other than when I was a teenager. I was dyeing it blonde and then blue and red and all the other colors that aren't really associated with the Jason Bermas you see here today. I stopped doing that senior year of high school, and that's a long, long time ago. All right, we're going to hit one more commercial break. Come back for a second, tell you where you can find the second hour over at rvmrumble.com, and we will be back after this word from our sponsor. What's going on here? Oh, how did this mute? Oh, maybe the Kennedy thing wasn't muted, and it just did mute? That's so bizarre, man. What is going on? Let's bring it back.
If you're like me and you want to be prepared for the unexpected,
that's where the wellness company's emergency medical kit comes
over
in.
40% of Americans say that they would avoid a doctor or a hospital unless it was a catastrophic situation.
Medical emergency kits with...
The kit contains 8 potentially life-saving medications for you to keep on hand in the event of natural disasters, supply chain shortages, medical emergencies, or like an apocalyptic situation. These are the actual medications that you would need in the event of certain situations. So they've got emergency antibiotics, antivirals, antiparasitics.
All right, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Remember, the second hour is over at rvmrumble.com. We're going to talk about this new pneumonia-like virus, apparently, that's hitting China. Okay. Footage showing a bunch of masked people panicking in an overwhelmed Beijing hospital. I'm not going to speculate here at the first hour. That's what the second hour is for. Then we're going to play this throwback. Okay. which I think is extremely important. It's 3 years ago now I read this. 3 years ago plus. Before we do that, I got a video of Thomas Massey just destroying John Kerry. Love me some Massey. So come on over, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share wherever you are. RVM